Hi guys, welcome to season 2 of our podcast, Ladies Who Lift.
You can now stream on all platforms including Spotify, Apple Podcasts and even YouTube for our visual listeners. Sorry guys, we had to, talking about the fact that we are actually technophobes, we just had to do a sound check. Oh crap, yeah, sorry. I'm getting told off. I'm already getting told off.
I'm sorry, but she keeps looking at the viewfinder and she needs to look at you guys.
I'm sorry, okay?
Anyway, talking about the fact we're technophobes.
Mother.
Back to the nice topic that's not about me being a mum or telling you off. We had to do a sound check because we didn't trust that you'd be able to hear us.
We didn't want to be like this in your ears.
Yeah, because if we're all honest, the
Shouting
first couple of exercises, if we're all honest, the first couple of episodes were not the best sound quality ever.
No, yeah. So thank you for bearing with us. If you are this far into the season, thanks for sticking around.
Yeah. Talking to my boyfriend, we did have to get him in to help us out.
Yes. We are actually incapable of anything It's
We're
crazy.
not good at
it's kind of
stuff.
crazy that we've landed a job in technology when we are this incapable.
This bad at it. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about that? I think
I
about
have.
it a lot.
I have. You put Vaseline on and you've not offered me any. That's so mean.
Sorry.
You've got it there as well.
You could have just asked. Careful, it's a little bit slimy.
I didn't know.
Do you remember when in school you used to get really phobic about me putting my finger in?
Okay, I would love to know your guys' opinions on this because Emily, you know when you have a tub of Vaseline, especially when it's not hit pan yet, especially when it's a nice open new thing, would you stick your finger in it?
Or would you precisely go round? So she was obsessed with it.
Obsessed
being
is a very strong
precise,
word.
so that, in fact, I think she's put her nose into this one as well because it started to do that thing, you know, where it goes like in the middle and then it goes into a hole, whereas I would just stick my finger in and just go like that, and she used to get so mad at me.
Are you a scooper?
She used to get so mad at me because I wouldn't go round in a circle. Like, what is that all about?
I think, you know...
Do you remember the Carmex?
No.
You don't remember the Carmex? The yellow Carmex that I carried around for 4 years that had hair and everything stuck to it.
Ugh. And the thing is, that's your Carmex, that's fine. But when it's, I'm lending you my Vaseline, I know you guys are going to agree with this. I'm lending you my Vaseline, respect it. Do you know what I mean? Respect the Vaseline.
Do you guys feel sorry for me? Because I feel sorry for me.
I remember another friend I used to have in school, he always used to have really long acrylics. And she would always... like
scoop in and out.
And now when my nails get too long, I do that now, and I always think of her and I think, wow, I used to moan at her for that, and now here I am.
You're such a moaner, guys. Don't end up with someone that moans at you about Vaseline, about the way that you pick the Vaseline.
End up like we're in a relationship.
Be careful who you choose to marry. Guys, we're not. Okay, right, moving on. Well, let's actually mention what we're speaking to.
The final episode of this season. We've gone crazy. We need to have a break.
Yeah,
we need to start fresh.
We need to leave because I'm so sick of hearing our own voices.
Right at the start of the episode, great start. We're going to be doing a bit of a Q&A today. We wanted to kind of do a bit of a fitnessy Q&A rather than, I feel like the last few episodes it's been like about more life than fitness. So final episode of the season, we're going to bring it back to fitness, bring it back to our roots.
Bring it back to where it all started.
Yeah, and we're going to, you guys are picking our brains.
Yeah, we want your guys' opinions. Like, let's talk about it. There's some burning questions on people's brains that I've never even thought of before.
Yeah, we wouldn't think to answer we wouldn't think to say these things.
We've got them all down here.
We have. What's number 1?
Which exercise is best for gaining weight?
Now, I did pre-see this one before, and I wouldn't say there is an exercise which is best for gaining weight. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, your workouts not... Obviously, it's important to do workouts, but if you're wanting to gain weight, you want to start with your diet, right? Your nutrition.
So exercising, obviously, if you're wanting to gain weight, which I'm assuming is building muscle, then absolutely, you need to be using progressive overload. You need to be making sure that you're using weights and you're...
Yeah.
But ultimately, you need to be in a calorie surplus. Otherwise, you're not going to gain weight.
You're not going to,
You're either going to maintain weight or you're going to lose weight.
Which I think is hard in itself. We always say that gaining weight is just as hard, if not harder, than losing weight. Like, it is super, super hard, especially if you have a fast metabolism and you don't have a very big stomach for food.
Used and maybe not eating very much. Like, if you've been someone who doesn't eat enough in the past and you're trying to eat more.
It's a slog.
So hard. But a lot of that will be in your eating. And I know that if you're over exercising and you're trying to gain weight, then be careful. Like, obviously exercising is really good. You want to build muscle, you want to get stronger, you want to be healthy as you do it. But
you want to prioritize recovery as well, especially if you want to gain muscle. Like, that is very important. But yeah, definitely start with a calorie surplus, which is eating a little bit more calories than you would burn in a day.
Yeah, so if you're in a maintenance, that means that you burn pretty much the same amount of calories that you eat. If you're in a deficit, then you're burning more calories than you eat. And if you're in a surplus, then you're eating slightly more than you'll burn every day.
Yeah.
But you want it to be healthy. Like, you want to make sure that you're not having too much processed foods, that you're having a nice balanced diet. You're getting your veg, you're getting your carbs, you're getting your proteins, you're getting your fats. And yeah.
I think that's quite an important point if you are wanting to bulk, because a lot of people, when they bulk, including myself, just shove anything down the neck.
And the next question is, to prevent getting bulkier, can I maintain the weight I lift? Which I think
is that coming from
really
a woman?
Yeah, it is coming from a woman. Yeah. So she's saying, she doesn't want to get bulkier, right?
To prevent getting bulkier, yeah. So can I maintain the weight that I lift? Yeah. So if you didn't want to progress, obviously you by maintaining the weight that you lift, so you're not pushing for more weight, right? You're not progressing.
Yeah. So
your
she's
workouts.
saying, if I don't want to get bulkier in the gym, do I have to always stay on the same weight that I'm lifting?
Yeah,
I would say no.
The case. Yeah, I agree.
Because if you're always lifting exactly the same weight, then you're not going to progress fitness-wise, you're not going to progress strength-wise, and increasing the weight that you lift and getting stronger won't mean that you're going to get bulky instantly. Because,
this is why
again,
I asked if it was a woman as well.
Yeah, because that's a strong...
Women will find it, and we've spoken about this before, women will find it incredibly difficult to get to a bulky physique.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, I'm thinking, like, she's not wanting to get jacked, right?
Yeah.
Or if she means, like, putting on more fat, that will ultimately, before I butt it in, come from the diet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you don't necessarily need to worry about the weight that you're lifting, but maybe look at your diet, and also don't worry too much about getting bulky, because we don't have the same hormones than men do, and that's why they do get so bulky.
Yeah, and I think I was actually had a message from a client who inquired about our online coaching, and the first thing she said to me was, I really don't want to get bulky. What do I have to do to make sure that I'm not getting bulky? And actually, as a woman, it's a lot harder than you think to get bulky. Like, of course, if you're continuously, say you don't want to get bulky arms and you're training arms 4 times a week and you're eating in a surplus and you're using progressive overload, your arms are going to visibly get stronger, most likely. But the chances of you doing that, because if you're looking to be overall healthy and you're not that bothered about getting super bulky, then you're going to be doing a bit of cardio, you're going to be training legs as well, you're probably going to be only training upper body once or twice a week. So the chances of then, if you're also not in a calorie surplus, getting really bulky is not...
Absolutely.
We've been training for
5 years.
Weight training, and not always eating in, even sometimes in a surplus.
And I've never really, like, if I'm being honest, reached a point in a bulk where I've been like, oh, I'm looking a bit... Maybe looking a little bit more full in areas.
Yeah.
But I've never really got to a point where I'm thinking, wow, I look wham. I wish I did, actually.
Yeah.
But
and I feel like you get this like gym bug. There's also nothing wrong with looking bulky, because I think once you start lifting,
you want to
you start being like, oh, why is
that.
my back not as defined as her back? Like, what?
100%. Why is that the case?
I don't know.
I feel like
I never used to want that.
No, everyone started working out just to get like a little bit more toned, and then all of a sudden I want a bigger back than my boyfriend.
Yeah.
How does that work out? That's crazy. Okay, next question. How long should you stick with a workout plan?
Oh, I like this one. So I do training phases with our clients. So I tend to stick with one plan for, on average, around 4 weeks. It's different for everyone. Like, some people might have gaps in their training. Some people might feel like they've got to work a little bit more in their form before they can move on. But I feel like a phase of 4 weeks is good. But even after that phase 1, you're not completely changing up your plan. So when I say change workout plan, I mean maybe you're introducing a new exercise, maybe you're increasing progressive overload, maybe you're adding a different style of training in if you feel like you want to, but your structure of your workout still needs to be pretty similar for a long period of time, because
if you want to progress.
And progressive overload is so important in that. I would say more than completely switching up your workouts, because if you're doing the same workouts every single week, for 4 weeks and then you're changing your workouts, but you're always doing the same weight even when you're changing the workouts that you do, doing a split squat instead of a lunge on the same weight isn't going to make that much difference. But doing a split squat and progressively increasing the weight on that split squat for a long period of time will make a difference.
And I'm still doing the same kind of workout plan. I mean, I've altered it slightly, but no big changes for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Just because I want the same goal. So there's
and
no
you're staying
reason
healthy,
for me
you're
to.
pushing yourself further, you're lifting more than you were, but your structure is very similar.
I think it is important to stay to a consistent workout plan for a long period of time to give yourself an opportunity to grow and to progress, like we say all the time, to progressive overload. Because if you're switching your exercises every 2 or 3 weeks, that's how long it takes to maybe gain the strength to then go up a couple of, if you're doing hip thrusts, maybe like 2.5 kg each side, it will take you 2 or 3 weeks to gain that amount of strength.
And you don't want to hit a plateau. And if you feel like you're getting to the point where you're training, but nothing's, like, you're not getting any stronger, you're not getting any fitter, then that doesn't mean that you need to completely change what you're doing. It doesn't mean you need to go, okay, weight training isn't working for me, I'm going to do Pilates. Like, nothing wrong with Pilates, but you don't need to change that. You just need to make sure that you're pushing yourself. Maybe you're not getting to failure. Maybe when you get to the 10th rep, you've still got 15 more in you. And
that's a very good point for the next question.
Is it? What's the next one?
Yeah, the next one is, when should you start going up in weight during your workout plan? And this is something that we get asked a lot about weight specifically. Like, in the comment section, it's always we have someone saying, like, what weights do you girls use? Which obviously we'll answer, but it probably is a bit of a pointless answer to them, because obviously it's going to be different for us and other people. Like, we'll use different weights, whether you're a beginner or more advanced, or the specific exercise that you're going to be doing. Like, I think a lot of people new to the gym don't really know where to start with the weights, and a good kind of way to gauge that was that your stomach? Bloody hell.
Can you guys hear that?
I hope the mic didn't pick that up. You got a little child living in there.
Oh, I'm hungry. That beans on toast didn't fill me up.
It didn't. My point was, before you so rudely interrupted, was the fact that, a good way to gauge whether you're at the right weight is if you're doing around 10 to 12 reps and you could probably carry on to what, like, the last 3 reps are like really, really easy to do. You're probably at a light weight, but lighter weight, and you could be going up maybe a couple of kg. But you kind of want to get to a point where your form is still really good, but the last couple of reps you're really struggling on. Depending on your goal, that would be for me, obviously. I'm talking of my own experience of wanting to gain weight and gain muscle. Yeah. I don't know whether you have anything to add to that.
Yeah, I would say with clients, like, a lot of the time when people start, obviously if you're a beginner, your most important thing is form. And if you're completely new to the gym and you don't know what weights to start with, then start with a weight that you can practice the correct form. If anything's hurting, and I mean in a bad way, I don't mean a bit of muscle ache and burn. I mean like twinges in your back, twinges in your muscles, like a sharp or quick pain.
A real, you'll know the difference between an uncomfortable pain and a pain of it, like, oh, this is working my muscles. It's more of like a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah. So as soon as you've got that right where you're being safe, start off with a lightweight until you know you're being safe. Once you're being safe, then you need to work out targeting the right muscles. So have enough weight at that point where you can feel it. So say you're doing an RDL and you're trying to target on your glutes. If you go too light, great, you might be able to have your back nice and straight, but you might not be heavy enough to be able to get a good squeeze and a burn in your glutes. So then you need to go up to a weight where you'll get a squeeze, but not where you'll kind of make your back bend again because you're not quite strong enough. Does that make sense? So start off with form, start off making sure you've got that right. Video yourself if it helps. If you've got a coach, video yourself and send it to your coach. And then once you've perfected your form, then you want to start working out what weights you want to be on. So if you know that you're absolutely got the exercise down, then get a weight where, like you said, once you get to like 8 to 10 reps, you want to be nearly at failure. Yeah. And then if you're reaching 12 reps and you're still not at failure, so you still can get reps out without stopping halfway through, basically.
And your form's good, it's time to maybe
increase. And that doesn't have to be every week. That could be every month. That could be every 2
don't
months.
Put pressure on yourself, because I think it's so easy to like want to do more when you first start out, especially, and even now, if you're seeing people that are lifting more than you automatically, it's just human nature to be like, oh, I can do more than that.
Yeah.
But just go at your own pace. I think, definitely. And form is so important when you first start out. Like, I'd rather our clients go much, much lighter and get their form spot on when you first start going, because that you're building a base and you're building a strong point of where then you can like gradually move up, rather than what I did at the start. And what we probably did was just whack form and go quite heavy, and then we had to relearn everything 1.5 years into our fitness journey. We had to like strip the weight down and go like, actually, I'm gonna learn this properly.
Yeah, and what's the point in saying you can lift 60 kg if you do it without targeting the right muscles and while hurting yourself?
And
like,
it's
there's
actually
no point.
probably more effective if you can use mind and muscle connection and like
with
actually
less
use
weight.
the right form with less weight.
100%.
I quite like that end one.
This one.
What are the best workouts?
What are the best workouts to achieve a better hourglass figure? Yeah, I like this one as well, because you can't change your body composition. Like, some people are going to have hip dips, some people are going to have wide hips, some people are going to have narrow hips, some people are going to have wider waist, wide rib cage. Everyone's different, so you're not going to be able to change that. That's just your bone structure. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that. And so if it's...
I was delusional for so many years thinking that I could
change your bone structure and
like make
you just
my
have
waist.
to learn to love that.
Yeah,
that's where you need
but
to start.
There are, however, saying that there are ways of making the illusion of a smaller weight.
Yeah, not changing
smaller waist, and that's by growing your legs and glutes and growing your back, because that will make your ratios bigger here. Well, bigger on the upper body, bigger on the lower body, so your waist automatically comes in.
So that doesn't mean that your waist actually shrinks. It just means that your back's got bigger and your hips got...
Therefore, and it absolutely does work. Like, you can change the way that you're... And it's body recomp, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's
and that's what we do all the time with our clients and what we've done with ourselves. And
as you lose fat, most people will hold more fat around their belly. That's like natural human body. Everyone's different, but a lot of people, when they lose weight, they find they lose weight on their stomach as well. And that means that if you're in a weight loss phase and you're building muscle, then you're going to build muscle in your legs and you're going to lose weight, which is majority held around your stomach. So that's going to help too. But everyone's different. Like, some people might hold more around their hips. So then that's a bit harder, because you might lose weight around your hips and then find that you're struggling to gain. And that's a different thing. But I think most of the time, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you did want that's a good way of like being in a maintenance phase, but you could also do a bulk and a cut, which is also really good. But like I say, the answer to that question would definitely be prioritising lower body workouts and upper body workouts, maybe 2 a week, would you say?
Yeah.
2 lower body, 2 upper body.
Yeah. Make sure you're really targeting the right muscles. So you want to be targeting your back, you want to be targeting your glutes. And that will really help to make sure that you're like shaping. Obviously, you've got your adductor muscles, which are going to be really good in like if you're building that up. But again, like, some people have hip dips. You're not going to be able to change that.
I've had hip dips since I was born. I've had hip dips since I was born, and I always wanted to fill them out. And no matter what you do, you will never get rid of hip dips. There's just no way, unless you get a BBL, which I don't recommend.
We've not had that.
And obviously, like, you can put on weight and it might fill them out a little bit. But for me, I've been training 5 years trying to get rid of them, and they're still there. And I've just kind of like come to a point where I'm just like I'm embracing them. Like, so many people have hip dips.
You have to learn to love yourself.
They're actually like, there's nothing wrong with them. Who woke up one day and said that's not nice?
No.
Why have we developed that?
No.
Like, why does everyone want to get rid of them? That's literally part of the human body. So,
and I think the key to like feeling like you're making progress in the gym is learning to like be happy with your body as it is.
Yeah.
And then everything's a bonus, and you're loving getting fitter. You're loving
100%
moving your body more.
And you're always gonna have things about your physique that someone else wants.
Yeah.
So I want your mini waist, you want my quads. Yeah. And that's literally how it is. You've just got to appreciate what you have as well, like, instead of
no point comparing yourself. We've learned that the hard way, I think.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
How do you have a balanced diet? I've tried, but I'm a foodie. I'm also a foodie.
We're also definitely foodies. I think a balanced diet means that some of it's good, some of it's bad, right?
100%.
So
you know what they say, there's no such thing as bad food.
Yeah, no such thing as bad food. If you go back to series 1, we did a whole episode where Emily was talking about her theory of like vibrations in food and feeling
high
good.
Vibrational foods.
Yeah, so you should go back and listen to that. But I think that it's, how do you keep a balanced diet? I don't know.
I would say So I think, the whole point of a balanced diet is you still want to be enjoying food. Like, there's no such thing as, like, I feel like a lot of people that get into fitness feel like they need to be really restrictive, but that is not the point at all. Like, you still need to enjoy your diet. And in fact, I encourage you to enjoy your diet and have things in there that you class as a bad food, because that's what's going to keep you on track. If you're super restrictive with yourself, you're never going to stick to that, because it's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of staying healthy, what would be good is to maybe research into, what changed my perspective on the food that I was eating was the book by Chris Van Tolken. I can't remember his name.
What was it called?
Why We're Addicted. It's a book that's basically saying why we're addicted.
Is it the process?
Ultra processed people.
Ultra processed
And
people.
it's a book explaining why we're addicted to food that's not actually food, and it's like supermarket stuff that has jammed loads of things in the food that's not actually food.
Can you guys hear that? Because my stomach is thinking about food.
Zoe's absolutely grumbling.
Growling at us right now.
We're going to have to go get something on the way home.
We are.
And I think educating yourself about the food that you're putting into your system is actually, it really helps, because if you know that what that actually is, it makes you not want it. And when you research and like see the side effects and see the benefits of good food and actually feel the benefits of good food, then it just makes you want to eat that.
100%.
But I think it's also really important as well that you do indulge sometimes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it is structure and planning. So again, I'm always bringing it back to clients, but with clients, they have a meal plan, and in that meal plan there needs to be some room, like you were saying, to be able to treat yourself. It can't be, we're humans, we're not robots. Like, sometimes we're in a place where we can't have the meal in the plan. Sometimes we want that biscuit with our cup of tea. Sometimes someone offers us a cake and it's rude to say no.
And
it's always rude to say no to cake.
Absolutely.
And that's life. And you need to, if it's going to be something you can make last long term, there has to be treats in there. But I think it's disciplining yourself enough to not overindulge and binge, and say to myself, like, this is my treat for the day, and feel grateful that you've had that treat. But then also planning. So if you know that you're going to be healthy with this week, and you start your week not been organised to do the food shop, not planned any meals, don't know what you're going to eat for dinner on the day that you get to it. How are you going to eat something good? Whereas if you've managed to, like, okay, Sunday I'm not doing anything, I'm going to meal prep, or I'm going to do my shopping so that I've only got the stuff in that I know I need to eat in the week. You're kind of setting yourself up to win rather than setting yourself up to fail.
Yeah, I always find that if I don't have anything in the cupboards, that's when I don't stick to my plan or don't eat well. And also when I'm in a mood, I eat really bad when I'm in a mood. But I think it's important to, like you say, stock up with healthy things. So you've got also treats, but you've also got healthy things that you can go and prep. And also having like a couple of quick meals that you can do that is easy, that's on the go. Like, I always find having yogurt and granola, if I've not really got anything else in and I'm really, really hungry, but I don't want to eat the chocolate cake from last night, I can just have that, and it's fulfilling a lot of needs.
Yeah, and for me, like, I love cold cherry tomatoes, like refrigerated cherry tomatoes, a nice crunch when you bite into them. I'd rather pick them than like a packet of crisps. And if I'm like in a mood for a snack and they're there, I'll grab them. But if they're not available to me, then I'll go and get a chocolate. That's just how my brain works.
Do you know what's really yummy?
What?
Kale in the air fryer with a bit of oil,
bit salt,
crisps. They taste like crisps.
Oh, yes,
it's insane.
Yes. And I love carrot sticks and hummus.
Yeah, just having things like that around the house.
Treating
when
yourself
you're feeling
to
really
healthy
snacky,
snacks. Yeah,
like you're feeling really snacky. I feel like snacks are such a big downfall, because it's like so easy to just get a packet of crisps or some chocolate, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you are wanting to stay on track, then you can fall back on the fact I've got like some healthy snacks that you actually enjoy in the cupboard. They're easy to prep as well.
Otherwise, like I said, you're setting yourself up to fail if all you've got in the house is like processed foods and easy things to eat. Although it's a pain, it's maybe a little bit more expensive. You have to be more planned and organised. It helps.
Absolutely.
It helps.
And that's why McDonald's is so famous and popular, because like it's so
quick,
easy.
It's easy.
And people that are on a tight schedule will literally just go, what am I going to do for food? McDonald's. But
should we do one more, or should we
what's the time? Let's go for one more. What is the best way to work out with no equipment? We should be able to answer this.
Should be able to answer this.
This is our whole career.
We've actually there's been a bit of a debate in our comments recently, hasn't there? So we posted a video which was a home versus gym, but how do I explain it? So the home was no equipment.
Home, yeah. So we always do home versus gym, which is home is completely body weight all the time when we do a home workout. It's
Because it's assuming you're working out from home with nothing.
with nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people were having an argument because someone said that you can't really see any results with body weight exercises, which we disagree with, because if you think about calisthenics, I don't know whether I'm saying that correctly, but they are ripped, like some of the most ripped athletes you'll ever see, and all they ever do is throw their body weight around.
Yeah.
And there's so many...
And it's so hard.
And we do body weight workouts all the time. It's like Pilates as well. It's like Pilates is mainly... Well, it's a little bit resistance, but yoga, that's body weight.
And when we do so recently, because we've started YouTube workouts where we do a full length workout rather than filming just for a short Instagram clip, we've been doing the full workout with you guys. So one of us will do the weighted version, one of us will do the body weight version. And often the first time we did it, I made the mistake of saying, yeah, I'll do the body weight version, you do the weighted version.
Absolutely.
And I was so tired. I was more tired than you.
Mm-hmm.
But because by the time you've done press ups and you're trying to push your whole body and you're pulling yourself, like your body weight weighs like 70 kg as it is. So how can you say that a body weight exercise isn't? And don't get me wrong, it's harder to overload in a sense because you have to do way more reps.
Yeah.
To make it, to a point. Obviously, once you do kneeling push-ups, then you build up to full push-ups, and then once you get to full push-ups, then you can do them easily.
It's working on ways that you can progress the home workouts that are harder.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely use
Make
home
progress.
workouts to progress.
Yeah.
And there's been a load of people in the comment section as well saying how much they burn after a home workout. And I think it's just, I used to be under the same impression that you can't really see any results, but as long as you're progressing your workouts at home, that's all that really matters. And who's to say that you can't find weight at home, because you can.
And also, what do you define as progress? Because a run is body weight, but if you could run 5k at first and now you can run a 10k, that's progress.
It all depends on your goals.
Yeah, if your progress is being fit and healthy, then you can work out with body weight, absolutely.
And it doesn't even matter really about progressing it. I guess it's coming from a standpoint of wanting to build muscle at home. Yes, you can do that. Yes, it will be harder than
weights help.
Than having access to weights. But that's not to say that you can't find weight at home. Like in lockdown, we found anything that we could to add weight to the home workouts, like bags of 1 kg bags of rice.
Yeah, you can be creative with it, can't you?
Dictionaries. And it's little things about like saying going for a normal squat and then going for a heels raise squat. That's going to make that exercise harder, and you're still doing body weight, but you're progressing the exercises, so you're pushing the muscles and challenging the muscles every week.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important to just kind of... I wanted to answer way more questions in this. I feel like time's gone so quick. But that's what we do, isn't it? That's why we do a podcast.
This is why it's going to be good when we can do it in my flex. We will have unlimited time.
Do you know what? We'll save the rest of the questions for the last, or maybe the opening of season 3, which we hope to have very, very soon once you're moved in, obviously. Yeah. We'll have a little break.
Yeah, we won't make it as long as last time.
No, we promise we'll be back in a couple of months.
Yeah.
For season 3.
But it was so good, guys. I feel like it's been therapy for us.
We have said every single time we've come in, we have said how much we enjoy this. Like,
it's good for our friendship. We don't do enough talking.
No, we don't. But isn't it crazy that we spend so much time together and then we've been asked to... we told ourselves we're sitting on a sofa and we need to talk about something and we never run out of things to talk about.
Yeah, how?
It's actually like, it's beyond me.
Yeah. But that's season 2... That's a wrap, I guess. That's season 2 done. I've loved it. Yeah. I hope you guys did too.
We can't wait to be back with you in season 3. And if you guys did want to see any episodes, any certain topic areas, then feel free to leave them in the comments.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, you can just drop them down below. Or
messages on Instagram. We've had a couple of people ask for certain episodes. We need to get off because Zoe's angry stomach is going to come out and attack me in a minute.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in season 3.
See you in season 3.